here, your startup advisor and partner in entrepreneurship. Welcome to Going Global from Chile. We're actually in Valparaiso right now. It's not really a town, it's actually a pretty large city, to my surprise, of about 1 million people. It's split into 2 townships, Valparaiso and then Vina del Mar, a little bit up the coastline. As you can see, the San Pedro Fiesta, which is an annual fest that happens every year, is happening right now. And then back to my left is the Chilean Armada. This is a very historic city. It was founded a couple hundred years ago, primarily as one of the most important, busiest ports in all of the world. And before the Panama Canal was actually created, this was actually the busiest port city. I think I heard somewhere between 1850 and 1870, there was like a 3 or 4 year period where the population went from less than 20,000 all the way up to a couple 100,000 in like 2 or 3 years. Could you imagine that many people moving to your neighborhood within a 2 or 3 year period? A lot of change and a lot of culture and a lot of mixing of the people that's here is going on. Now, we landed in Santiago at SCL Airport about 5 days ago. That's actually where we're staying. We're here on Valparaiso on a day trip. Santiago is an amazing city. It's got the largest tower, which is the Grand Tour Santiago. We visited it, saw it firsthand. It's 64 floors high. It's the largest tower in South America, and it's the #2 largest tower in all of the Southern Hemisphere, behind the Q1 building in Australia. Look, Chile, for Americans, is one of the best, most developed, safest places for you to come and start to become an entrepreneur. I'm not sure if you know this, but there's been a lot of push by the Chilean government to bring expats and entrepreneurs from other places to show the Chilean people certain technological advancements, and to also bring that entrepreneurial culture that was not here until the 1980s, after the deregulation and some of the dictatorships actually broke down. We actually talked to our tour guide, and after the mid-1980s, there was a lot of open economy, a lot of trade, and a lot of forward-thinking ideas, including entrepreneurship, that were not here prior. So that's opened the door for places like the Startup Chile, which is a huge, internationally renowned startup incubator that brings in companies from all over the world. They will pay you, in some cases, $40,000 to actually come in and stay and build your business in Chile. That's how serious they are about importing talent from other places across the world. I always say this about South America and Central America. If you're looking to start a business, I would highly look into a merchant processing company. A lot of them small businesses, the sodas, the small shops, they're not taking debit and credit cards right now. It's increasingly popular all over the world, and especially in South America, for people to have debit cards instead of cash, right? National currency here is the Chilean peso, CLP. As of the date of this recording, for every $1 US, that equates to 600 Chilean pesos. I think I've got some money in my pocket. Let me show you. This is a 10,000 Chilean pesos. This is worth about $16 right now. So in terms of buying power, $16 will buy you 2 Uber rides around the city. It'll buy you 3 meals. It'll buy you a lot, actually, in Santiago. If you want to start a business here, we're going to go into an interview in a second with a newfound friend of mine. His name is Peter. He actually is from Boston. He came down here to start a company. He's sick of being an academic, sick of being in the private sector, and he just wanted to change. So he came to Chile because he knew how to speak Spanish. He partnered with a Chilean, and now he's running the largest tour company in all of Chile. So we'll get to his interview in a second. I want to say this though. In regards to Valparaiso, this is an amazing city. I would highly recommend coming here. All of the cultures mixing together. It's one of the most colorful, bright, vibrant cities I've ever been to, and I want to make sure that you can experience that as well. In terms of businesses, if you ever do move to Valparaiso, you'll notice that the Andes Mountains are all around, and people have just continuously been building into the mountains, like huge mountains, and people are living there. So what we found is that it takes like an hour for people to get their food, and so there may be an opportunity to create a food delivery service that will take the food all the way up to the mountains and create a level of convenience for the people that does not currently exist. Well, that's my brief overview of Chile. There's so much more that I can share with you, but let's get into our interview with Peter. So as promised, we're here with a good newfound friend of mine, Peter Murphy-Lewis, and he is the co-founder of the Green Bicycle team. Now, I don't want to butcher this, but let me try. It's the Bicicleta Verde company.
Yeah, you butchered it. La bicicleta verde.
That's why Peter's here. Fantastic. So Peter is an expat. Would you call yourself that?
Yeah.
From the United States, originally from Kansas, and came down here and has flourished as a Chilean entrepreneur. Peter, can you tell us a little bit about your story prior to becoming an entrepreneur and why you left the United States?
Sure. I grew up in Kansas till the age of 14.
Okay.
My parents sent me to boarding high school in Missouri for 4 years because the private school was really good. My mom had gone to a boarding high school and they wanted me to have that experience, and that was kind of the life changer for me, because at my boarding high school there was 160 students, 80 of which lived in the dorm, but of the 80 that lived in the dorm, 40 were international students. So 25% of my high school were international students. So my best friend was from Egypt, another best friend from Japan, another best friend from Spain. So that gave me the international bug. I went off to college, studied sociology and Spanish in Boston, and then I got a scholarship to study my master's degree anywhere in the world, and I said, let's come to Chile.
That's fantastic. So you see, all of this starts early, and it's probably an aggregate of different things in your environment that led you here as well. But obviously, it took the passion, determination, persistence, faith to actually leave, right? You were unhappy being an academic.
Yeah, but being an academic, when I finished my master's degree, I became a full-time professor, and I liked the teaching part of it, but the writing the papers wasn't for me. I was pretty solitary, demanding, long hours, and not much feedback from other people and your peers around the world. So I wanted to work in the private sector. I applied to 40 different jobs. I didn't get one job interview, so I figured if you can't get a job interview, you can create a job. Absolutely. And that's how I came up with the idea of starting a company.
That's fantastic. And Peter told the story to me that you were actually partners with your business partner prior to meeting him, right?
No, I didn't even know him.
You didn't even know him?
Yeah, I didn't even know him.
Jeez.
So I asked my best friend to start the bicycle tour company with me.
Okay.
And he said, I will, but I'm moving to Melbourne, Australia for a year. Do you want to wait a year? I said, no. I said, introduce me to the smartest Chilean person you know. And he introduced me to my business partner, and I talked to my business partner over 3 pitchers of beer to sell his law firm.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And then he came and
so
started
avoid
working with
drinking beer with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So when you got down here, you started your company, and we don't have a ton of time to go through the details, but can you go through some critical milestones and kind of where you're at today?
Yeah, sure. Well, the first couple years were really rough. Within the first 6 months, the office that we had, which is a joint venture with a restaurant, the restaurant went out of business, so our doors were closed. Wow. A month later, I had a horrible motorcycle accident. I got ran over, so I was the main guide and the main, English-speaking customer service. So I had a broken hip. I was in a wheelchair, and wheelchair tours aren't popular in Santiago, Chile,
right.
Especially when you're the bicycle guide. And then I got really sick. I got a tumor in my colon, and had to be hospitalized. We had an earthquake in 2010, so no customers came to Chile.
Right.
We had the swine flu epidemic.
Right.
We had lots and lots of external variables that have had a huge effect on the company that I couldn't control. So the first 4 or 5 years were really rocky.
What made you stay in the game?
Just the possibility of having to go back to work in an office job. Hey, guys, we're doing an interview. So we going back to doing an office job from a 9 to 5, where I wasn't the owner of my own time, was really disheartening and discouraging. So I just worked as hard as I could to make sure that never happened again.
So what I didn't share is that we participated in 3 of Peter's tours, 2 in Santiago, 1 in the Casablanca Wine Valley, and then also we went on the walking tour in Valparaiso yesterday. So they're slowly, but not slowly, really very quickly taking over the tour industry, especially from a walking and bicycle tour standpoint in all of Chile. And so, it's very interesting when I hear American entrepreneurs or people that want to change their life, and they're talking about all these bad things that are happening. This guy overcame all types of obstacles, was unhappy, moved to a new country, partnered with someone that he did not know, and he stuck in it while losing money for the first couple of years, right?
Yeah.
And over the last couple of years is now flourishing. Can you give us, not necessarily revenue and profits, but could you give us some idea of just the size of your company today, maybe employees or transactions?
Yeah. And we started in 2008, February 2008, and we were a small company in terms of employees and sales all the way up until about 2014. In 2014, we were about 15 people working in high season and about 10 in low season. And 2014 was a really turnaround year. We now have 33 full-time guides and 12 full-time staff. So we've grown to 45 employees, and we're selling tours to more than 5,000 people a month. Between our
5,000 customers a month.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
So could you tell folks, let's say they land in Chile, let's say they can speak Spanish, so that they have a little bit of a network. What are the steps of starting a company at a high level in Chile, and what are the challenges?
In Chile, it's not as challenging as you might think for being a foreigner. The reason it's challenging is because of the bureaucracy. So the bureaucracy is challenging for the Chilean, for an Argentine, for an American, for a Brit. It doesn't matter. That can be challenging. But luckily for me, my business partner is Chilean, and on top of that, he's an attorney. So he already knows how to kind of get around those hurdles in starting a business, and he really helped with that. And I just kind of started on developing the product and the tour, and we were a good mix. We're a really completely different person, and that helped us get through the difficulties of starting a company in Chile.
Absolutely, that's fantastic. Well, you've heard it directly from a Chilean entrepreneur, an expat of the United States. If he can do it, you can definitely do it. He went through probably significantly more obstacles and challenges than you will go through. But as you already know, I highly recommend entrepreneurship anywhere you are in the world. Now, before we leave, could you give us a brief overview of where you were nice enough to bring us on our last day here in Santiago?
Yeah, sure. Well, I met Maria and Desmond at the office on Thursday, and I said, "Oh, great, fun family, bringing mom on the trip.
Right.
Let's take them out to the wine tour." So we did Friday, and then I said, "Well, they want to do the Andes on Sunday," so brought them up to this beautiful country club here in Santiago. It's called Hacienda Santa Martina. It has pools, as you can see, beautiful mountains, hot tubs. It's a family environment, so it's a good place we like to come with the team, come to relax, get outside the big capital city of 6 million people, and you kind of forget about it for a minute.
Absolutely. Well, Peter, thank you so much. It's been great to meet you.
Thank you.
As always, guys, this has been another Going Global video from Santiago, Chile. I'm your startup advisor and partner in entrepreneurship, and I'll see you in the next video.